Hi, it's nice to have you here. Yes, I know I probably should have released this video much sooner, but it's here now, okay? So, yeah. This is an introduction to the world of Taiji and its characters. I will say when I get into the characters, just in case some people aren't caught up with all the chapters, but I will be starting off with the world. And by that, I mean the realms, the planes of the afterlife, alternate universes, universe altercations, and completely different realities. I'll probably get into the latter further into Taiji. I'll probably talk a little bit about different realities and stuff in this video, but I won't cover a lot of it because we're still only a little bit done with the first book. So that's probably just gonna... If I talk about that in this video, it won't really do you a lot of good. All that stuff comes into, much later. So, it would kind of be useless right now, so I don't really need to talk about that right now, so I won't. With all that out of the way, let's start getting into the way the realms and the planes are set up. Okay, so why don't we start with the physical world? Our world, well, in Taiji at least, the human world has 3 different realms. The one everyone is born in is the physical world. The 2 other realms are ones of mind and soul rather than body, but they aren't the afterlife. The dream realm and the shadow realm are the 2 other realms. The dream realm is much easier to access than the shadow realm. The dream realm is a place where the mind can go. It can be done in sleep, astral projection, and out-of-body experience, or a very steady, focused place of mind. So kind of like meditating and stuff. Both of the other realms are mirrors of the physical world, but they can be manipulated. So they kind of look exactly like our world, but different. Each of the planes of the afterlife are set up something like this. Well, kind of. Basically, there are the physical realms, the actual afterlife, those are the main ones, and then there are kind of other ones. Basically, each world, I guess, has 3 planes. There's the human world, which has 3 planes, heaven, which has 3 planes, hell, which has 3 planes, and nirvana, which has 3 planes. So, the planes of the afterlife are set up where they have one physical realm, but it isn't like a whole different world like how the human world is. So, basically, even though they are the planes of the afterlife, they still have one realm where there's mortals, because the Celestials were I don't know, I guess they were jealous, and they're like, oh, I want those, even though, I don't really like them, I still want them. So, that's how that happened. And then there are where the actual afterlife is, and then each one kind of differs with the other ones. So, this is kind of where it gets a bit funky. With the afterlife, the realms of the afterlife, the one that isn't physical, as in the actual afterlife, the main ones, they're set up like rings. The center is where the damned souls go. The second ring is where all the powerful beings are, and then the rest is kind of just where everything else is. Now it's gonna get even more funky. So basically, we have the human world. The things that die in the human world go to one of the planes of the afterlife when they're dead. But since the planes of the afterlife also have a physical realm, the things that die in those physical realms go into that plane's afterlife, even if they would be punished or if they were good souls. It's not set up as in all the good souls go to heaven and all the bad souls go to hell. Naru's realm, or nirvana, is kind of the only one that isn't set up like this. it has basically all of its realms are one. There isn't, the afterlife and the physical realm are not split up. Her plane of the afterlife is all mixed together, mostly because almost nobody ever goes there. It's not very well known. Hers is called Nirvana. When the War of 2058 happened, the planes of the afterlife slipped into our physical realm, the human world, the human plane. All of them except for Nirvana, or Naru's realm. Hers wasn't really involved in the same way that heaven and hell were. I think now I'm gonna start getting into the characters, more or less, mostly because, I don't know if there's anything else that people are curious about. If you are, leave it in the comments, or go to my Tumblr and put it in my ass box, or whatever. I'm I like questions. Questions are nice. Sorry about the background noise, that's my chinchillas, they're being menaces. But, so, yeah, let's get into the characters. Okay, so why don't we start off with Ame. Ame was found by Yuri the elf when he was around the age of 7, 8. He was left behind by his parents because they didn't want him, they couldn't afford him, other stuff like that, It was a few things. But yes, so he was found by Yuri and then taken in by Yuri. Ame then lived in a village of elves until he was 14, He learned a lot more about auras and meditation, things like that. He was kind of like a shaman, if you will. Yuri had also taught Ame how to use a sword, so Ame isn't completely useless when it comes to battle. Personality-wise, Ame tries to stay on he tries to see on the bright side of things, but he isn't stupid. He tries to assess situations, but sometimes his emotions can get out of hand. He tends to be very stubborn as well. He's also kind, very kind, but another one of his downfalls is he is not very good in social situations. Because of his feral nature, he is almost socially inept when it comes to engaging with other humans. Okay, now let's move on to Trixie. Trixie is kind of rough and tumble, if you will. She is a bit more callous. She can also be quite harsh. She doesn't always try to be, but she's almost brutally honest. She doesn't lie a lot. She doesn't sugarcoat things, really. But she is also very loyal. She is a very good ride-or-die friend, I suppose. And even though she is kind of callous, she's not mean. She still cares about people. She's just not the best with softer emotions. She was raised to fight rather than to care for things. Okay, that's about everything for right now. I didn't really get into Trixie's backstory too much because it's kind of a spoiler. I will get into that more later in the actual chapters of Taiji. But yeah, that's kind of all I've got for right now. If anybody wants to know more about the world and the different realms, or if I should get more into the characters, or if you want me to do some of other characters, I will. If you just need to ask, man, and I will. So, yep. See you.